And action. This is Martin and Angela from twinempowerment.com coming to you from a bed in a hotel room in London. We were asked if we wanted to make another casual video. So we don't have a fancy studio or anything, but we spend a lot of time in bed. We spend a lot of time in bed when we are out traveling and whatnot, and we kind of been accustomed to doing our thing from a bed wherever we are. Might be a sunbed, as in one of the other videos.
Yeah.
Anyway, casual is casual. We wanted to make a little introduction video about ourselves, just talk a little about how we met and what we have done since we met up.
We didn't meet.
Since we connected, to be more precise, since we connected. And do you want to talk a little about that now?
You can. You do that so well.
Alright. Very short. My life before I met Angela about a year ago has been a roller coaster. I was from very young age very, what you gonna call it? I was always running from myself and looking for thrills and action, and I had a rather turbulent lifestyle. A lot of party, drugs, crime, extreme sport, extreme life, and up until I faced some severe consequences because of my lifestyle, and knew I had to make some changes in my life. I was not much into spirituality or alternative the alternative, as they call it where I come from, supernatural, metaphysical stuff. I always had some fascination for some of it, and I always kind of knew that there was a lot more than I kind of paid attention to, but I always kind of postponed it. And I had a few experiences on drugs that I won't recommend anyone to try, but I kind of got some sneak peeks, and I always kind of knew. And anyway, I by some random.
Did you just say random?
Yeah, I did. I said random.
Oh, random.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I don't believe in randomness. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. Now I call it synchronicities and tones in the beautiful harmonic orchestra of divinity.
Very nice. Well said.
Yeah. English is not my first language, so I'm allowed to be proud when I can say something that sounds good. No. Anyway, I almost by accident, I contacted a healer. I found my way into a website and booked a session with a healer in America for some food intolerance, skin problems I've been having all my life. And long story short, I had an amazing connection with this guy, and I got a lot of help and positive things out of this, but it wasn't kind of instant wake up call that kicked me into this amazing new reality, a new world. And I have a highly addictive personality, so when I first do something, I do it. It's all in, and all focus and energy and time, more or less, goes to whatever I'm interested in at any time. And I started to do as much research and browsing on the internet, and I booked a lot of sessions here and there, but as a basis it was DNA activation that got me into this and got me my attention. It was like I was obsessed with everything I could read and find and do of DNA activation, and these things it was kind of like I knew this was something I was meant to do, but I had still no idea about any of the reason why this. So yeah, it's kind of a long story. This is not more than maybe 2 years ago. No, 1.5 year. 1.5 year ago, a little more, and I had different people that I got connected to through internet, and different sessions I took, and after a while I stumbled upon a group in Facebook where this guy randomly mentioned Angel for me, that I immediately got interest, and I just, as he kept talking about he had a session with her, I just knew that I had to go get a session with her, so I just jumped out of the conversation and booked a session. He was gonna have a session with her. And then I actually ended up having the session before him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And anyway, there's been so many synchronicities and pieces of this brilliant puzzle that's been just magically falling into place as we go, and I don't have time to go into any of that now, of course, but to get a brief understanding on why I am today so lucky to be here with my beloved twin. It's been an amazing journey. And anyway, I had a session with Angel, which was amazing. It was one of the many, but one of the most major awakening moments so far in my life, and she got me into a very important part of the clearing energies and be more aware of my energies and connections, and I firmly believe, I know in my heart that all these different sessions and all I did was crucial to get me to clear out blockages and start working on myself, so I could get to a point where I allow myself to manifest my twin here, which on her side was because I desperately kind of, I know many people are looking for the twin. I wasn't looking for my twin. I didn't know anything about
Your twin wasn't looking for you either, by the way.
What?
I said your twin wasn't looking
No,
for you either.
my twin was looking for me. She thought this was some kind of some kind of man-made fantasy, I guess.
Yeah.
Like an illusion that on paper sounds very good if you read some of the stuff about twin flames. But anyway, what was happening was I was kind of feeling like I was in the blind. I knew I had the guides. I knew I had many gifts that I felt I wasn't I didn't manage to connect with them and use them, and so I kind of felt a little helpless and like I was walking in blindfolded, and I could very well feel that I was blocking myself, and I was holding myself back from realizing my potential in many ways. So I was constantly asking my guides about, I want to see more, I want to hear more, I want to open up for more of my gifts, and by another random, someone invited me to a Facebook group, someone here or there. I saw someone had a conversation on Facebook, and I jumped in and I asked this seemingly very interesting woman if she could do a chakra reading of me, and that happened to be her. And this was in a Facebook group with then more than 6,000 people, I think. So the odds are rather low, and I did hardly talk on this page on the open, because it is what was an open Facebook group, and all my family, and I was very much in the closet with all this in my religious family in my small hometown, and so if I talked on this page, every one of my friends could see it, so I stayed away. But this was one of the few times that I actually had to jump in. I just knew, I acted on what my inner guidance told me to do without even thinking about it. So there I met her, and we had a amazing connection. She did some kind of a little reading on me and my chakras, and she was spot on. It was amazing, and so I felt like I wanted to give her something back. So I asked if I could connect to her and show her a little of what my gift was, because I already knew that I could. I had people noticed it if I got to connect with their energy, and they invited me into their space. And I got to I was doing some codes, some DNA codes and some different codings that I was being mentored in using. So I connected with her, and we had an amazing connection where her 20-year-old chronic back pain magically disappeared in very quick. So she probably knew right away that it was something special. So this is the point where I will hand it over to you, so now you can tell briefly about your life, and after that we can try to get it into what we have done after we met.
Let me see if I can make this short. I have always been, growing up, very Catholic, in a Southern Baptist run town in central Oklahoma, or southwestern Oklahoma. I was always rebellious against the organized religion. Didn't know why, but always just didn't feel right to me. So I never really accepted it, and was always looking outward to something else, and never really... What was that?
Battery on my computer.
My stomach's talking. But anyway, I moved to Colorado in 1989, lived in the mountains for a little while, and then met my best friend in Colorado Springs, my Sarah, in 1991. And it was just before the first opening of the portal, the 11/11/92 portal. And so that kind of basically started me on my path to awakening. And I went for about the next 4 or 5 years, just studying all the different religions, all of the different kinds of spirituality, everybody's idea of it, and started forming my own opinions. Crystals, tarot cards, birth charts, astrology, religion, Christianity.
Witch art.
Yeah, witches, what is Wicca, I mean, you name it, earth religions, there wasn't anything left unstudied. And then took a break from the spiritual world for a little while to get my degree in physics because I decided I needed to know the logical aspect for whatever reason it was. Well, I have a good reason now. I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was just embarking on a mission to torture myself. But, so then 6 years later, I got my degree in atmospheric physics, and then I kind of got stuck in Oklahoma for a little while, and after a bout with anger in the Bible Belt, the universe basically dragged me out of Oklahoma and moved me to California, where I once again came onto my spirituality, and I started to open up the connection between my mind and my heart. The stuff that I had learned logically from my education, from my formal education, and then the stuff that I had learned spiritually that I taught myself, that I learned, basically cosmically. And I've always had memories, just weird feeling memories of past lives and past situations. I've never been able to articulate them in a way that I can now since I met Martin, but that kind of made everything fall into place. But let's see, I think that kind of brings us to now. I guess a year ago he said that we met on the Facebook group and started, well, it started out with, we were just talking and kind of working with each other, and it just started clearing some stuff out with each other, and lo and behold, we couldn't disconnect when we were trying to clear our energy. Neither one of us knew what that was about. So we did some more research, and we did some looking into it, and, lots of deep meditation, and, after all denial and reservation and resistance became futile, we finally had to surrender to the fact that we are, in fact, twin flames. And then at that point, things started to fall together, fall into place, and here we are.
Yay!
In London.
Yeah, I've been thinking of time is very hard to define, and now it feels like it's, I don't know, it feels like I've known you for billions of years.
3.75?
3.7 billion years. But it's about 2.5 years ago since I started to wake up, and it's almost 1.5 years ago now since we met. No,
just about a year.
Alright. Yeah, anyway, who counts? We had an anniversary not so long ago.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, and it has not been it's not been all rainbow and unicorns by any means. We from the first day I started on my awakening, I've been working diligently with more and more tools and more understanding from I knew nothing, and I just the more I learned and the more I found is the more I realized how much work there is to be done, and how much and that it's not necessarily all easy, but
it's worth it.
But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's not that. It's very satisfying to. I know that's why a huge part of why I'm here now is to go through all this. It's lessons. Everything is lessons, the way I see it, and we are here in an incredible time now. with everything that's happening, and in many ways I feel like I'm still only scratching the surface. And on another hand, I feel like we have done so many things and accomplished so many things, and we have. On the other hand, I feel the potential is unlimited. Before I used to say the sky is the limit, but
It used to be.
yeah, it used to be. But I started skydiving, and then I realized that the sky isn't the limit. And now I know that, yeah, there isn't any limits other than what I might decide to manifest and put on myself. Anyway, after we met, we've been working night and day, and literally night and day. We've been on the internet. I'm from Norway, a small island in Norway, and she born and raised in America and lived there her whole life. And because of my crooked past, crooked,
Oh.
my crooked past,
Your crooked past.
my criminal record is as thick as the Bible, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either anymore. I'm making amends as I go, but that has caused me some immigration issues, so I can't get into America as of today. Hopefully I will sometime soon, but at least our relationship and whatever communication and connection we have had has been solely by the internet, and that's a stupid thing to say because our connection is the most profound, energetic connection that I can have in wherever part of the universe I go, as far as I know, and what my heart and soul tells me. But our
Physical connection
has been over the internet, and that's why we used to communicate bed to bed, but different continents. And we, just to get a little hint of how much we've been talking, the most of our awakened time we've been chatting, and we reached 100,000 Facebook messages. That's a six-figure number in chat messages. Yeah.
Woo!
That was a milestone for
Grown
us.
people
Yeah.
on Facebook.
And because of that, the ginormous chat log.
And that was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
7 months ago.
Yeah. It took so long. Our phones turned slow because it had to load the enormous chat log for every time we logged on Facebook on our phones. So we changed to Skype, and when she's working we are using Yahoo. And anyway, we are talking miles on chat logs. So, but we've been working diligently. That's the important part, on ourselves and all our blockages, our karma, our mental, emotional, physical, everything.
Healing our past lives.
Yeah.
Going through every relationship that we've ever had with anybody in this life and in the life previous to this one. Some have carried over. We've actually shared many relationships in this life to people that we've had in our last life, which was in Atlantis. And boy, that was a situation that was rough to heal. But yeah. Yeah, and that's very much of what the twin scenario is about for us here in a third-dimensional reality. It is to work together on past, present, and now. The time concept is... we're trying to bring our energy level to date.
Yeah.
Is essentially what, I mean, that's what we've been working on, and that's what everybody's working on. And as time speeds up, more or less, we find that things are, energetically, things are coming into alignment faster and faster. And so basically now our light bodies are trying to keep up at this point. So we're just trying to, you know, we're peeling off the blockages layer by layer and trying to come to a, you know, clean slate before, I don't know, I guess there's no time, there's no time limitation on it, but yeah, of course we want to do it as quickly as possible because we feel like we have so much, you know, potential that we would like to do for ourselves, for Gaia, and for humanity, that, you know, the faster we can work through our own blockages and our own energy fields and bring everything current and to a now point, then the faster we'll be able to do what we need to do for the rest of the universe, what we're being called to do.
Yeah, so we've basically been working as much as possible with activating DNA and clearing out blockages and strengthening, expanding activating our unified light body, which we discovered surprisingly that we have a unified light body, which is kind of,
look, there it is,
between us. Any with extra good eyesight or
multi-dimensional perception
might be
a strong third eye,
might be able to see it. I often encounter babies that looks at me like and they can't take their eyes off me, but that's another story. Anyway, we have been so blessed and been able to experience and do a lot of great, amazing things. And our first major thing was the first time we were gonna meet in the physical, which was about 6 months after we connected online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we had our sister from Atlantis, Angel. She had done a major leap in her life and quit her corporate job and packed her stuff and moved to Atlantis. Back to Atlantis area, Costa Rica, paradise. And she was so kind to invite us there among other people, and we that was ended up becoming our destination to meet up for the first time. We went there and we had the butterflies and worked through a lot of nerves and fear and whatever blockages related to
honey, you're not a serial killer.
Yeah. And we had to work through a lot of what other people was projecting upon us about this rendezvous, especially her. I've been crazy all my life and done many crazy things. So.
Honey, I've been crazy all my life too.
Yeah,
it's not unexpected.
Anyway, but it was just another extension of the magic and amazingness from. Yeah, it's been.
It was another confirmation that everything that we're doing and the path that we're on is absolutely divine timing and exactly where we're supposed to be.
Yeah. And we got to experience and be a part of so many amazing things, and we have an amazing unseen team of guides, which now all our guides are unified. Our teams we have the same guides, and we have different gifts. That is, she is the navigator and I'm the pilot, was how our team so nicely put it, which is pretty describing in terms of our different gifts.
Yeah, and that basically just lays down how we articulate the information that we download whenever our light councils, whenever Akasha comes and channels, gives us a channel, gives us a message. The first things that we started downloading though were our codes. We just realized at one point that, you know, oh my God, we're downloading these codes. We didn't know what they were. We didn't really understand what it was. It took us a lot to figure that out. I don't even remember how exactly that we came to the conclusion, but it was definitely a defining moment when we started downloading all of these codes that we now know had been started to develop. We started to develop in a life that we shared in Lemuria, and then they were basically perfected, almost perfected to a point before we left Atlantis. And then the codes have basically been perfected now. But they were downloaded to us from our own memories, from our previous lifetimes together. And now we have, how many, honey? 37?
Yeah, and
37?
a few bonus
And a
codes.
few here and there that just kind of happened, yeah. But our codes are the story of our energetic path. They're our energetic blueprint. They're how we work together and what we have to offer the universe. And it just so happens that when we release them to other people, they offer healing and you know, different means of clearing and allowing initiation for DNA activation and all sorts of other things for other people as well. So it's been a journey.
Yeah, and it very much still is.
Yeah.
We talked for a long time, so okay, we're gonna try to wrap it up. But this has been just an endless, continuous set of activations and increasing of vibration and opening of or achieving, realizing awareness. And every time we think we are done with something or we're kind of progressed, there's always new levels. We are far from perfect.
Yeah.
We have realized that our imperfectedness is perfect, and our potential is limitless, and we will never be perfect, and we will always have. There's always work to do, and
we're always happy to do it.
yeah, and I know we've been fast forwarding, and we have been doing this as soon as we at all possibly could, whatever we have done. And that's a lot thanks to our addictive personalities and the fact that we are twins and we're a perfect match in every thinkable way on such a level. So it's not possible to put it in words. It's not possible to describe it. In many ways, we don't know what we are.
Yeah.
We can't.
There's no. It's not definable to
no.
the human brain.
No. And this can bring up the funny and not so funny situation when you're gonna try to explain it to someone. But anyway, when we went and met up in physical, that was a major breaking point, of course, and took us to it opened us up for new levels, and we got to connect personally and physically with Angel and other beautiful people in Costa Rica, and mostly, or Gaia, the connection we made with Gaia there was the beginning that also changed our predetermined mission here somewhat.
Yeah.
Our mission, our soul contracts here have also been evolving and changing, and that to me is a truly amazing thing. That even though we have set up so many great things here with our soul family, I'm proud to say that we have connected with several of our soul family that we know in our heart and souls is our family from not only past lives but from forever.
Yeah, from forever.
From forever, and
from now, from then, from tomorrow.
Yeah, and it will always be like that. We interact in different realities, different dimensions, in different scenarios. But now we are here, and we all bring in gifts for each other. So when we connect, it is mutual energy exchange, and we activate each other's DNA and pass over gifts that we brought in for each other. It's so profound. It's so many amazing things, and a lot of the stuff we have experienced. If we told you, many, even of people well in the alternative, the metaphysical, would maybe think we are crazy, and that's every right to think. We
We think we're crazy sometimes.
yeah, we think
too.
we're crazy sometimes too. We love what we do, and a lot of the things we do is we don't have any we don't have any written proof about it. We don't have any scientific to back it up, whatever. But that's so much of this beauty is the mystery, and we gotta have faith. If she is low on faith on a subject, it's almost guaranteed that I have strong faith there, and vice versa. And we complement each other so. And this is not to brag, but it just I can't understand how I could function without her now. That's impossible for me to grasp.
Yeah, I don't ever even think about it.
Anyway, we had 3.5 amazing weeks in Costa Rica, and after that we went home, each to our countries, and we continued on our path, work diligently, and we've been using our team for what it's worth. We have a very big team, an extensive team, and one of my
getting added to.
Yeah, one of my favorite things as we got going was having Q&A sessions with the team. I could ask hundreds of questions, and usually they have good answers too. And another favorite thing for me to do was to connect with different star races, new guides, and more questions, more activations, more. We just been sucking it in as much as possible, and we kept working together from separate part of the world for until now in November. Then we managed to go meet up again, and many synchronicities and things that had to work out. She got a job thing in Aberdeen, Scotland, and I just flew over from Norway to London and went from there to Aberdeen and met her, and we were there for almost 2 weeks.
A little over 2 weeks.
Little over 2 weeks. Had a amazing time there. Did a Stargate activation. That was one of the...
Yeah, that was one of our goals to do before the 21st.
And one of the major things we had predetermined contract about doing before we came here. All these things have been revealed after. Very often I want to know everything here and now, but our team then doesn't always tell us everything, and that can be a little frustrating, but it isn't. It's a lot more rewarding when it is like this. And they never give us, they don't give us all the done solutions and the answer and what to do. And that's also been a frustrating factor for me.
Their overlying message is to enjoy the process and follow the mystery.
Yeah, and to keep putting in the work and
it's our path.
Yeah,
to unfold.
and be present to the present and live in the now, and everything will come. And I should know very well by now that everything comes always in divine, perfect timing. And it's only when I wanna control the timing and make it in my timing, I can get frustrated. But anyway, it's so everything is so perfect. And after 2 weeks in Aberdeen, we went on London, and from London to Egypt to go to another whole lot of synchronicities and calling. Felt the calling to Egypt. and then we found out it was this 3rd December alignment in the pyramids of Giza. It was just so perfect. Then we knew Egypt was the. I tried to find other places because I really didn't. Egypt. I couldn't put my finger on why. I kind of felt we should go there. But then we left, and at the December 3rd we made another video about this. We were blessed by the opportunity to be at the pyramids where the alignment.
At the time of the alignment. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and we got to be a part of that, and we synchronized this with our sister and brother in Costa Rica, James and Angel. And they were doing a very different, very important part from their side of connecting the grids and anchoring in the energy, which is a very special place energy-wise, where they are too, of course. And yeah, that's another reason we found out when we went to Costa Rica. We needed to be there to purify our codes and upgrade our codes, strengthen our codes, because there is very little to none EMF pollution there.
Right.
So we managed to. We got a vortex, 12-point vortex, which we could.
Well, at the time we were operating out of a 4-point vortex.
Yeah.
And then after we went to Costa Rica, then we upgraded that to the 12-point vortex.
Yeah,
and that's now now that we've activated our Stargate, we do all of our codes out of our Stargate, which is, limitless information, limitless connection with Source, with I Am, all that is. The universal flow of consciousness.
Yeah, so anyway, that was very special. After the alignment, we went back from Cairo to Sharm el Sheikh, which is in the middle of Sahara Desert, and the following 2 days it was cloudy, and it even rained in the desert, which hadn't been happening there in 2 years, the people there told us. And it was just another amazing confirmation on
the release of Gaia.
Yeah.
Planetary release.
And we have to say that we don't take credit for doing all of these things in any way. We are just
we were honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, honored to be a part of it. And there are light workers and people contributing with their gifts and their things to all of these things that are happening, and we don't need to know about it at all. We just know that our part of it, and also James and Angel, and we have another dear friend in America that contributed with her.
Sissy.
Yeah. Anyway, we had 16 lovely days in Egypt. A lot of great energy work, a lot of good relaxation, a lot of quality time, and a lot of blockages and new stuff.
A lot of releasing.
A lot of healing. And now we are been spent 3 days, the 3rd day in London now. And this is our very last hours together. She's leaving on a plane home to Aberdeen in a few hours. And a few hours after that I'm going home to Norway to celebrate Christmas. And it's a little sad, but we are truly grateful, and it's been 6 weeks with it's just amazing. And we are already planning our next trip. We have Peru is calling us, and we just know that we will try to make a trip somewhere South America or the tropics, somewhere warm, somewhere special, somewhere sacred, somewhere hopefully in February. And yeah, we should probably wrap up. This was our...
You're gonna wrap up like half an hour ago.
Yeah. Anyway, if anyone has watched all of this,
if anybody's left,
that's impressive. If no one watches this, we will have this for our...
Yeah, I'll have it for ourselves then.
For our soul grandkids. Someday.
Emily.
Anyway, we just want to encourage people to work, follow your soul, listen to your guidance, your team, and accept and realize that it is not only rainbows and unicorns. Life can be a bitch, and energy work can be...
It's
hard.
dirty.
Yeah, and
it's dirty.
And when we're releasing
and
this,
filthy.
Yeah, and when we're releasing and digging into these old patterns and this old emotional blockages, everything, it can be rough, but it has to be rough. You have to be able to release something. At least that's how it worked for me. And
well, the shortest path to heaven is straight through hell.
yeah, and to get this stuff to the surface, it's unavoidable you have to taste it. you have to
you
feel
have to
it.
experience it
experience
fully.
it and feel it.
The depth of the experience, the depth at which you feel the emotion, is the level at which you release the blockage.
Yeah, and at these times the energies, the veil is getting thinner, the energies are increasing and increasing, and we are told that on the 21st it will be the end of a cleansing period, and the energies will be increased a lot.
The vibration of the planet will be increased by a significant percentage.
And
due to all of the light work that all of the light workers have been doing across the globe for the past thousands, tens of thousands of years.
Yeah, and from what I understand, it just get easier, but more important to do work on put in work, and probably you will be forced to. Things will come up a lot easier if you want it or not. And I know from experience that resistance, that's it only hurts myself. Yeah, I've had a lot of resistance and subconscious resistance and whatever. It is as soon as I can accept and we can accept and try to go with the flow and understand that this is a good thing, this is what we want, this is what we are meant to do, then everything flows a little easier. And yeah, we are moving very rapidly from a third to a fifth dimensional reality, and
I would say third to a multi-dimensional reality.
Yeah.
Even because even 5 doesn't begin to explain it at this point. From what I understand, the 5th is just a stepping stone to multi-dimensional reality.
And when I found out that I can ask my team we can ask for activations, we can ask for help with anything. We can, if you see someone offer a service or something, activation or whatever you feel you should do, then you can ask your team and they can help you with it. We offer a service with our codes. We have a web page which is far from done. We are not stressing, and we are not in any hurry, and but we do offer sessions, and we have had the pleasure of connecting with a lot of great people, and it's just amazing to see what happens when they start working and putting in the work, and our codes and what we do. That's why we call it twin empowerment. We don't work for people. We don't try to claim that we can fix or help or do fix anything for anyone, or we try to empower people, and our codes and the energy work we do is based around the people want to do work with themselves, and
it's
they
an
want
initiation.
Yeah, it's an initiation, and they want we can assist and offer more tools, more assistance to get going and really do start fast forwarding more. And if you resonate after all this talk we've been doing, if you resonate and would be interested in a session, go to twinempowerment.com, send us an email, there's a contact form. We will tailor a session for you, whatever your team and you want. We always communicate and we do act with the codes that your higher self or your team instruct us to. So we, in the most highest sense of the meaning, we work with people, and we are, as much as anyone, work in progress, and we are not doctors, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you all. We are learning to love ourselves, and we are looking forward to what's gonna happen, and
Whatever it may be.
yeah. We will come back with probably more casual updates later on. We have a Facebook page too. Just Google us, Twin Empowerment.
Yep.
This is Martin and Angela, and
Peace.
peace. Much love, rainbows and unicorns. We talk to you later.